What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? We are here for our final Big Brother 25 update. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I hung in here with y'all because this season, it just wasn't given. And we're going to get to that in a second. But neither here nor there. We know how this goes. We're down to 3 people. We have Matt, we have Jag, and we have Bowie Jane, right? So the first comp is an endurance comp. We got to see how long we can stay on top of the cannonball as they throw things on us, and it's freezing rain and paint and hair, which was disgusting. I think I might have fallen when the hair hit me. Just ugh. Bowie Jane is the first to fall. Then Jag falls. Matt wins the first part of the HOH, which means that Bowie Jane and Jag have to go head to head. Now, they end up going head to head, and pretty much the competition we've already seen. They just added a little twist to it. They have to put events in order in which they happen, but what they have to do is they have to categorize which universe they went into. So these different competitions, was it from the scary verse? Was it from the comic verse? The scattergory verse or whatever. And so they had to put them all in the different categories while they're going across the zip line. Whoever did it the fastest wins. Well, everybody had been studying the order in which the events happened, but nobody really was studying which universe. So this actually took both of them a pretty long time. Jag's time was a little over an hour, and Bowie Jane's time was an hour and a half. So Jag wins the second HOH, right? Then Matt and Jag go head to head. It's a memory comp where you have to remember facts about the final jury guest. Again, we've seen this before. They actually were tied, and so it comes down to a tiebreaker, which Jag wins. So Jag wins final HOH. He makes a decision of who he's taking to the end. Now, up until this point, it really looked like Jag was going to pull the ultimate blind side and take Bowie Jane instead of Matt. But ultimately, he chose Matt. So Matt and Jag are our final 2. I told you guys that weeks ago because nobody was acting like they were going to try to stop this moving locomotive. The people who actually saw it for what it was couldn't win nothing to stop it. So here we are. Bowie Jane, she was the happiest person I've ever seen get eliminated in a blind side, because up until this point we were led to believe that her and Jag were just boom 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 boom. Now, as a side note, y'all know I don't watch the live feed, so y'all every once in a while drop a little tea in my comments about things that I missed in the live feed. So shout out to you guys. I don't get upset when you guys tell me. It gives me a different perspective. But as long as y'all respect that I'm only reviewing what is in front of me, but I think most of y'all do. Y'all know that I'm only reviewing the CBS edit. But somebody in my I think T is the name. I don't want to say that whole YouTube name, but you know who you are. Was telling me that Felicia don't have nobody to blame but herself for losing that final comp. And what I mean by that is this. According to the T that the person told me, Sari told Felicia was actually helping Matt and Jag study for that final comp of what evictions happened in what order and on what day, because of course everybody knows that's the final one of the final comps. And Sari kept telling Felicia, stop helping them, stop helping them, stop helping them. But Felicia kept helping them. So at the end of the day, do I think that she would have ultimately beat them? Again, it wasn't just knowing the information, it was also how fast you could do it. Could she beat them in a speed comp? No. However, if they were memorizing the wrong information or memorizing they had one day wrong or one event wrong, it might have slowed them up enough that maybe Miss Felicia could have slid out a win. And here's an example of what I mean. In the final comp tonight, where they had to remember facts about the jury guests, how many comps they won, how long did they win a comp, like with Sari, how many days did she go without being in a veto competition. All of those things were things you had to memorize. Well, guess what? Matt and Jag only got one question wrong amongst both of them, and it was the same question that they got wrong, and they both had the same wrong answer. So what says to me is they were studying together, and somewhere in their studying, they had a fact wrong. And they both got it wrong. So I say all that to say, maybe if Felicia doesn't help them, they're studying together, sure. But maybe they don't have all the right information, and that gives you just a little bit of an edge. Just enough of an edge. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll never know. Neither here nor there. Moving on. So the jury has a really good conversation, as they always do, about who deserves to win. Now, even though Bowie Jane, technically, we could all say she was a floater, but she was a floater that was smart enough to stay in the game long enough to never get dirt on her. She was never on the block. Well, you know, till the end or whatever. She was never on the block, and she stayed low. And like Cerise said, well, she never got any dirt on her hands because she never had an opinion. She never made a definitive move or had a definitive opinion, so she stayed low on the totem pole. So whenever people thought about putting her up, there were always other people to consider. There were always other names that were being thrown out because she just was never seen as a threat. Hence the term floater. Hello. Matt, of course, everybody was, impressed about the fact that Matt had a disability. Like Cerise said, this is a game of conversations. And Matt had probably one of the biggest disabilities where he had that and he was able to get to the final two. However, their concern was, did Matt ever actually control anything, or was he always just following what Jag was saying? They said that, Jag and Matt both had good social games, but Matt had the better social game. However, Jag won more comps to save him. A good point was made about the fact that Cameron and Jag kind of both had generally the same resume early on, but why was Cameron considered to be such public enemy number one? And I believe Blue made a good point, because Blue said Jag was winning vetoes that would save him to keep him in the game. Cameron was winning HOHs, which made him have more blood on his hand. And I think that's a very valid conversation. Ultimately, though, when the vote came down, Jag won 4-2, I believe it was. He won the vote 4-2. Of course, Sari voted for Matt. And I think Miss Felicia voted for Matt. But it came down to 4-2. And they did reveal the big secret. Sari never knew that Jared actually told Blue, because remember, Blue covered him and said, hey, I figured it out. I just picked up on different things, but just so you know, I will never tell you a secret. But Julie busted Jared and let everybody know, including his mama, that his big mouth was telling people that really could have screwed their game, because Blue absolutely could have flipped. Blue could have absolutely turned it into a thing. Same thing with Izzy. I got to give shouts out to Izzy and Blue, because I'll be honest with you, I can't say I would have played the game the same way. Honestly, I mean, we are talking about $750,000. I'm just going to be real about it. But America's Favorite Housecast, and this is what lets you know how bad this season was, because America's Favorite Housecast ended up being Cameron. You know why America's Favorite Housecast was Cameron? Because even though Cameron was public enemy number one, and I did not like Cameron, but I told you guys a long time ago, I respect Cameron's game, because Cameron was not afraid to take the shots. He didn't always hit the ball out the park and kept his name on the top of everybody's list, and it was ultimately his downfall. But Cameron played that game. I do respect, again, I told you guys before, I respect how Sari played the game, because Sari stayed under the wire, and absolutely, she controlled the game until Jared left. Sari was really in a power position for most of the first half of the game. Had she been able to keep Izzy longer, it could have been, it would have been a whole different conversation. And I still believe, I don't know for a fact, I still believe she wasn't trying to win nothing. That's just my opinion. What we did find out at the end is that there will be a Big Brother style competition game during the holiday season, where Tiffany, what's his name? The two that won Amazing Race, the two that are dating that won Amazing Race, they're going to be Santa's elves, and there'll be people competing. Big Brother, alum will be competing during the holidays. And one of the members of ReallyBTV will be invited to participate. We don't know who that is yet, so we'll have to wait and see. I wouldn't mind seeing Heisem. I wouldn't mind seeing Cameron. But it'll probably be somebody I don't want to see. Anyway, moving on. And again, I feel like that's another byproduct. Even though the strike is over now, you know, it's going to take a while to get programming together and get everybody back to work and get the stuff together and get what needs to be done. So I still feel like this is a filler for a lot of dead air that these networks are dealing with for the next couple of weeks until they can really, you know, get everything back in gear with the strike of being, because right now the strike isn't even officially over. It's just tentatively. They still got to vote. All right. It's been real, you guys. I probably won't review the competition special, honestly. But I really hope we get an all-star season next. Because I feel like we need a break. I feel like we need to bring back people who know how to play this game. Who are not afraid to take the shots. Who are not afraid to get blood on their hands. And let's have a really good old-fashioned Big Brother season. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. And I will talk to y'all later.